Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So today here we are back in Watch Dogs Legion, back in London, and we're on the south bank of the River Thames. There's the river in all its glory. You can see across to the north side of the river, and over there is iconic Battersea Power Station just hiding behind that building. And I think we can just go down to the river's level today. I don't think we've ever done that before. So here we are down at the river. Water looks nice and calm, so we won't get splashed. So today, just a small video about something that I've mentioned quite a few times before, but I wanted to mention it again because of just because I did actually. So it's about buying games and pre-ordering them, because I see that often come around on PlayStation Store and in adverts. Pre-order this, pre-order that, and I always think, why? That's actually what I thought, exactly how I think it. Why? Because it's not like 20 years ago, if you're buying a physical copy of a game or anything, to be honest, where it would sell out. We're not buying stuff over Christmas where it might sell out. We're not buying PlayStation 5 consoles. It's a digital game. So why on earth would anyone pre-order a digital game? Because it's not going to sell out. It's a digital game, it's never going to sell out, so there's no danger of missing out on the game. So the only thing you may get is this fake kind of early access trash, which is you get an extra little bit of a mission or something, or get early access to the game for a few days earlier. But that's really just to bait people into buying pre-order. It really is something that, unless it's an amazing thing you get early for early access, and there shouldn't be, to be honest, because really everything in the game should come with the game. There shouldn't be special features if you buy a game pre-order or you buy it 3 days earlier. That's really kind of unfair. So we shouldn't support that anyway. And to be honest, the things you get in that are what you sometimes get an extra bit of kit, or you get early access to it 3 days earlier, 4 days earlier, whatever. So it's not worth pre-ordering on the basis that, as I said, the games will never sell out, so you're not going to miss out on the game. And we've seen so many times, and I think the reason it came into my mind recently as well was Mind's Eye. So we've seen so many times with Concord and Dragon Age of Valgard and Mind's Eye now, and I can list more, games where they turned out not to be at all what we wanted, and people have pre-ordered them and they've been badly optimised, unplayable, bad games, woke games, rubbish games, different games to what we expected, etc, 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 in some cases, all of those things. So why on earth would anyone pre-order a digital game where you can't miss out, it's going to be there, it's not going to sell out, where the only benefit might possibly be some little bonus which is really irrelevant in the future of gaming. It's really relevant in the future of your gaming. Do you really care that much if you get access to a game a few days earlier, and do you really care if you get a little bit of kit or something, or a little extra thing a few days earlier? And again, we shouldn't support that, because plenty of people can't afford to pre-order or buy games at full price, so that's not really a thing to support in the first place. It's just a devious tool from game publishers to get people to pre-order. Then the next question is, why would they want you to pre-order? And it's because they know that sometimes, well, often nowadays, games come out and they're not good. So pre-ordering benefits publishers completely, and it doesn't really benefit consumers at all. The only reason it slightly benefits consumers is because what publishers do now is they add little bits to tempt you, which is like early access or an extra little bit of kit or an extra character or something. But that's just adding things that should be in the game anyway, or shouldn't be there, to get people to pre-order. And like I said, the reason they do that is because they want people to pre-order, and then you ask yourself why. Because they want you to buy a game where you can then be caught up with a game that you don't want, and unlike Steam, especially on PlayStation, there's no refunds unless the game's literally unplayable. So once they've got your money, they've got your money. So it's crazy, and unless you've got money to throw away, and if you do have money to throw away, lucky you, and I suggest you give it to something else, or buy 2 games. But don't pre-order a game just because you'll get a very, very minimum bonus. Often you don't get any bonus. These pre-orders are just pre-order, and I think people are still caught up in the idea from the past that pre-ordering gets you something extra, but in many cases pre-ordering doesn't even get you anything extra. It just means you're pre-ordering the game. But pre-ordering just means you get the game at the same day as anyone else who can buy the game when it comes out. So like I said, especially with the things like Mind's Eye recently, Concord, like I said, Dragon Age of Valgar, there's been so many. Redfall, games that, you know, were pre-ordered and weren't at all what we hoped, or badly optimised, or any manner of things that are negative. Then, you know, wait for the game. To be honest, wait for the game to come out and give it a week to see, you know, whether it's playable, see what comes up on YouTube, see whether it gets good reviews, not from a small clip it from something that the publishers have shown in advance, and not from what the game reviewers have been allowed to do, but from once the game's playable by everybody, and then see if it gets good reviews for the whole game, and whether everything everyone sees is exactly what you want. And if it is what you want, buy a game that you actually know is good, that plays well, that you really want, not a game that the publisher wants you to buy early for no obvious reason, that may well be disguised in pre-order that's actually rubbish. As we know, publishers couldn't care less if they sell you a game that's bad or badly optimised or just bad in general, if they get your money. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to mention today. Thanks for watching Guessagaingaming from sunny London, and till next time, take care for now.